sounds really dramatic, pretty much telling about all the risks and ways you could potentially die. I'm shy, I'm like, can't look at you. Hi, I'm Stevie. This is Rory if you can see her. And I am doing a monthly reset. This is the first time that I've ever done anything like this, but I've been really inspired by a lot of the videos that I've been seeing, and I thought that maybe it would be helpful to do my own. So here we are. I set yearly goals at the beginning of the year, and I established 6 different categories that I'm breaking those goals into, and then established a few goals for each category that will get me closer to hitting those yearly goals. So without further ado, I am going to be looking at my laptop because I have the document pulled up here. I will include a screen recording so you can take a look at what I'm looking at. If I can find the link to the Etsy that I purchased this document from, I will link that also. I think it was like $4 or $5, but I actually have taken these pages and duplicated them in other ways to make other documents to track certain goals even further. It's been really beneficial, and it's just a great little document. So without further ado, let's get into my February goals. My first category is financial. My year goals were to pay off all of my debt aside from my car loan, get my credit score up. Not that it's horrible right now, but I'd love to have it be, closer to 800. And then start saving emergency funds with a goal to have 5,000 in savings by the end of the year. Because right now I have like 20 bucks. So my goals for February, in order to get me closer to that, are pay 100 towards each of my credit cards, make $500 or more doing side hustles, and track my expenses for the entire month so that I can build a budget. Currently, I just kind of live as is. Sometimes I splurge a little more than I should, and then I regret it, and I really want to start tracking those finances and establish a solid budget for myself. Well, I've already paid 100 towards each credit card, which is fantastic. I was gonna donate plasma today. That's a whole nother story. Another one of my goals for the year is to do something that makes me uncomfortable every month, puts me outside of my comfort zone. And for January, I decided that I would donate plasma because I saw an ad that was about like a bonus incentivizing you to donate. I had my wisdom teeth out a few months ago and was literally panic crying until I lost consciousness. As soon as they put the tourniquet on my arm to put the IV stuff in, I lost my shit and was just anxious crying. My thought was that, okay, well, if I can get paid to be traumatized, why the heck not, That is something that would put me outside of my comfort zone, and I can also be rewarded for that. So I did do that. It wasn't necessarily a pleasant experience my first time donating. I got super lightheaded, started seeing fuzzies, was panicking. They came over and took care of me, and I'm fine, obviously. But then also with my anxiety ever since then, because they have you fill out these questionnaires that's like pretty much telling about all the risks and ways you could potentially die. It's like risk of serious injury or death if you notice certain side effects. So now I'm over here laying in bed and my chest feels a little funny and I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. Decided to cancel my second appointment, which was today. Figured I'd suffered enough, so here we are. I'm gonna choose to not do that. But I detail cars on the side, and I do have one of those scheduled for later this month. I'll figure out some other ways to make some income. I have a few different options in mind, but I'm not sure what we'll do yet. But we'll get there when we get there. And then of course track my expenses. I've done that thus far and want to continue to keep an eye on what I spend and what I spend it on. The next category that I established is career and personal development. My year goals for this category are do one new thing each month, which we just talked about. For February, I think that's gonna be going out alone, because I don't do that. I hate going in places alone, even if I'm like with my friend and it's busy and she's like, do you wanna run in and put our name on the list while I find parking? I'm like, please, no, don't make me. So I'm gonna try and go places alone. My goal is to do it once, but I'm hoping that the first time will be great and I will do it again a few more times and hopefully continue to do that even after this month. Then I wanted to try new or do more hobbies. I have some that I'm interested in that I've done before that I just want to partake in a little more frequently because right now it's very sparse. Then I have take Skillshare classes or read books to learn skills. Now let's go to our February goals for career and personal development. I put go out for drinks or coffee alone, commit to my morning and night routines. Admittedly, I could be so much better at sticking to my routines. My morning routine I'm pretty good at, although I need to get my ass out of bed at 6:30. That's been my goal for a month and 5 days now. So it's like, come on girl, get out of bed. For my morning routine, I do daily. My night routine, I do parts of it. I need to get better at sticking to the routine. It's very short, it's like 6 things. It's just things that I need to do in order to set myself up for success and kind of conclude my day. And I tend to not do those things. So I am gonna do that. And maybe I'll do a video too on my morning and night routines, just what those entail. Another thing is do an internal exploration of things I like about myself and things that I want to work on. I think that'll be very helpful not only in establishing future goals, but just be a good exercise to remind myself of things that I'm already good at and enjoy about myself so that I can further emphasize those. I had a meeting at work about individual development plans where we had a discussion about it is good to recognize your weaknesses, but sometimes it's also important to recognize your strengths, because a weakness, you're probably bad at that thing for a certain reason, so you may not be able to become great at that thing. You might be able to improve your skills, but if you're already good at something, there's a reason why. And so focusing on something that you're already good at can just amplify that strength even further and sometimes even take the focus away from those weaknesses. So that's just something I want to kind of explore and see what I think that I'm good at or could improve on. Then I started an Excel course and I want to finish that. I suffered through all the basics. This is how you open Excel, yada yada. Got into some of the intermediate stuff, but I would love to finish that and then practice my skills. The last career and personal development goal I have for February is to read E-Myth. This book was given to me by my boss. I started to read it, really enjoyed it. Honestly, I have no idea what I did with it. It might be in my glove box in my car. So I need to find that and read it. The next category was health and wellness goals. So my year goals are to eat healthy meals. I said cook more and eat out less. I tend to get lazy and eat fast food all day, every day, and I'm done doing that. Then I want to create and stick to my morning, day, and night routines, which we just touched on in career and personal development. And then I want to work out 5 times a week. I am gonna ease into that. So moving to my February goals, I have workout 3 times a week, which I have not done yet this week, so I need to get on that. Meal prep regularly. I didn't really want to set a time limit because it really depends, but whenever I'm running low on my pre-cooked meals or components to a meal, I will re-prep them, if that, what? Then I have 2 coffee max, because especially at work, actually only at work, I tend to just drink coffee from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. and then I'm like, oh, I need to drink 8 glasses of water before the end of the night. I chug it and then I'm up all night using the bathroom. So I want to limit myself to 2 coffees in the morning and then transfer to water instead of continuing to refill my coffee. The next group is social. If you didn't notice by my previous comments about going into restaurants and putting our name on the list, I have social anxiety. I used to be really shy to the point that I got sent to the principal's office on the first day of 4th grade because I wouldn't introduce myself to my teacher. She asked my name, but I was looking at the ground, you know, because I'm shy, I'm like, can't look at you. But I'm looking at the ground and I see shoes that look like my crush at the time's shoes, and I shut down, was just staring at the floor, completely silent. She's like, what's your name? Because I didn't come to the like meet your teacher thing. And I refused to tell her. I just stared at the ground and kept my mouth shut. And she sent me to the principal's office. They called my mom and my mom chewed them out. Actually, it ended up being a good experience because my teacher ended up apologizing and starting a journal that we would write back and forth to each other. That was in 4th grade, and the school I went to was 4th through 6th. So then in 5th and 6th grade, whenever I would like walk out to the bus, we would trade off this journal. So every few days we would write to each other. That was actually, it ended up being a really good experience, and I really enjoyed that teacher. Moral of the story, I'm very shy. I used to be painfully shy. I'm a lot better, but in social situations, I still just kind of shut down sometimes, and I'm very quiet, and I don't want to be like that. That's one of my weaknesses that I can work on, and hopefully turn that into a strength, because that's not one that I want to just, you know, slide under the rug. I want to get out of my comfort zone more. No social anxiety. So that's my one thing a month that's pushing me out, but then also I want to continue to try and do those things. I have make 5 friends. That sounds really dramatic, but I want to push myself out of my comfort zone and interact with people and try to build relationships with new people. Also, you can never have too many friends, right? Another thing I have is to keep in touch with my friends and family. I'm very bad at that, admittedly. So my goals for February are make 1 new friend. That doesn't mean we have to be BFFs by the end of the month. I just want to interact with someone, vibe really well, and get contact information with a plan to hang out or something of that sort. Hang out with someone. Then I have make a list of people I am friendly with or friends with and make an effort to stay in touch. This again, I think is from my anxiety. I've just been so used to not socially interacting with people. So even with my best friend, I tend to not reach out as much as I'd like to, and then I realize that I haven't been reaching out and I feel bad. So I'd like to make an effort to regularly reach out to people. That can even be something as simple as responding to a post on social media, because some of these people are acquaintances, people that I am friendly with but not friends. So interacting can be anything from engaging with their social media posts, not in a very surface level way, like actually engaging with them, or texting or calling. And I actually want to include my family in this because I really should call my mom more. My next social goal for February is to plan something with my friends, aside from our normal Tuesday girls' night dinner. That sums up my social goals. The next category is creative. My yearly goals were to give YouTube the old college try. I've always wanted to make YouTube videos since I was younger. It's just been something that I've always been curious about, but I want to actually give it a shot, at least do it for a month or 2, see if I really do like it, and go from there. But I want to give it the old college try. That includes posting 1 video per week in February. Then I want to be more active on social in general, because that is something that I have really enjoyed in the past. And after I got into a relationship with someone who ended up being very insecure, and even when I wasn't doing anything, interacting with anyone else, I would still get blamed for doing things. That kind of ruined being on social media in general, let alone posting for me. So now that I have been out of that relationship, have healed from that, I really want to get back into being active on social media and expressing myself that way. So my goals were to post more on Instagram and or TikTok. And then the last category that I have is miscellaneous. One of these is very, very practical and very important for me to do. The other is very important to me. Not as practical, especially this year, but I had to put it on here because if I can make it happen, I will make it happen. The first goal, stop being late. I've done good at that so far. Me and my coworker actually are holding each other accountable. We decided that if we do not get to work by a certain time, we owe the other one coffee. So that's been really helpful in keeping it fun, but encouraging us to show up on time, because I can't afford to buy him coffee every day. And honestly, I'm kind of rewarding myself by buying both of us coffee, but I can't not buy me coffee. You know, I can't stop at the coffee shop, get him coffee, and not get me coffee. It's rude. So I'm going extra broke every time I'm late. So I need to stop doing that. So that's been a really good incentive. And then, gosh, I really want an E30. I've always wanted an E30. I kind of am sick and tired of not having an E30, but with the way prices are going, especially for a quality one or one that I would want, I don't know that that's realistic, especially with my other more important financial goals. That's kind of something that's a nice to have, whereas paying off my debt is definitely a need to have. So we'll see. Fingers crossed for the E30, but I'm not holding my breath. So those are my February goals. If you're still watching, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I'll see you same time next month, and we'll take a look at how I did and set some new goals for March. And I'll post some other fun videos in between then. So feel free to follow along with me. And I hope you have a freaking fantastic rest of your day. Bye. Pitcher. This is my baby, Richard. I adopted him from my best friend. He's so cute. Such a lover. A little cuddle bug. Oh, hi. I'm Stevie. This is Rory. Yeah, whatever. I've been seeing this local restaurant that I have yet to try post videos of these elaborate cheesecakes that they're making. And it's like a cinnamon roll one where the crust is cinnamon roll and then it's like drizzled in caramel and like, gosh, I was so tempted to go get one on Friday, but I ended up going grocery shopping instead and getting salad and chicken and all that. So I rewarded myself by buying this creamer, which is toasted marshmallow flavored. It is delightful. That was my reward for a job well done, not going to get that cheesecake. And I'll take it. It is a great reward. I'm not good at it.